You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets on Media Network.
Losing my panties. I need to loosen my Spanx.
Hey, it's live.
Welcome to No Limits. I'm not even kidding. Have you ever worn Spanx?
No, I don't wear Spanx. They're uncomfortable.
They're essential, okay? They really are.
No. Why?
Well, not for you, because you're Little Miss Thing.
No, I'm not Little Miss Thing, but it kind of reminds me of that movie Heat. You know the movie Heat?
Yoga pants. Oh, I got
Yoga pants.
Oh.
Can we go back to Heat, though, first? Because you're the one that brought up Spanx, and I said they're ridiculous. Have you seen Heat?
No.
With Sandra Bullock and what's the other? Melissa,
yeah,
whatever, and she's wearing the Spanx, and she goes, it kind of holds everything in. And she's like, well, where's it going to go? I mean, you know,
if you don't have Spanx and you have stuff that will go everywhere, it goes everywhere. So once you put Spanx on, it kind of brings everything in. Spanx also made a pantyhose line called Acid, and I got to tell you, if you have products that market towards women, like they really get how to market. It will make you look beautiful. I mean, they are direct and to the point.
Yeah, however, I bought a pair of those when we had to go somewhere because, you know, I don't usually wear hose, but we had something to do, so I had to wear a hose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I wasn't very happy about.
You got
said
Acid?
to get Acid. Yeah, they were like $18, and they got a run the first time I wore them.
Take them back.
I am going to take them back.
Yep.
Well,
I think I threw
Power
them
of
away.
returning is an amazing
I think
thing.
I threw them away.
Oh.
Well,
You know who
I
takes
love
back everything is Kohl's.
Walgreens.
No, like every store on the face of the planet.
No, Walgreens.
No, not
Walgreens
every
will take
place.
back- Okay. Walgreens will take back everything. Even, like, let's say you get nail polish, makeup, whatever, and then you try it and you're like, this looks horrible on me. Even if it's used, you can take it back.
Well, too bad you can't buy designer gowns at Walgreens.
No kidding.
Right.
All right, I gotta share with everyone a yoga pants story. Ladies, invest in yoga pants that aren't thin and sheer, because when you are wearing yoga pants or any black cotton material and you're bent over, people can see everything. I kid you not. I'm driving down University. I glance over, and this woman who's riding her bike, she's wearing black, like, yoga pant type material. I glance over as I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh, snap. I'm totally seeing butt crack. Like, all of it.
You didn't have to call me out, and I told you I'm sorry. I mean, jeez Louise. Tell everybody now. Yeah, there are some schools that are banning leggings because of that.
I now see why.
Have to, yeah.
I now see why. It's like I could see all up in there.
I think leggings are great, but you have to wear long shirts. Like, I think that's kind of what they're designed for. I don't know why people wear leggings with, like, short shirts.
Yeah. Well, I guess
if you wear Spanx, you have nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
So maybe you should.
Spanx solves everything. Well, we have a room full of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 very creative artists in studio with us today.
I know. Are you feeling like totally like shit right now? I am. I'm like,
I don't know. Why would I?
Well, because I'm looking at like all these headdresses and all these people, and I know they're going to tell me these stories, these wonderful things they do, and I'm like, well, I can take a picture on my iPhone and post it on Facebook.
Oh, boy.
I am so talented.
Okay, so
Instagram does not make you a photographer.
Right, Instagram does make me a photographer.
No.
You should see the picture I took last night. It was awesome. It was a selfie, too.
Oh, boy.
I love selfies because you can see yourself right there. It's like, nope, that doesn't work. I need to chin up. No.
It's all about those angles, man.
Yeah.
No, I like Christina last night, who says we're out having some drinks, and she's talking about Rob, her fiance, taking pictures or whatever, and so she goes, yeah, I look at it and say, I look great, post it. Like, screw Rob and what he thinks, but hey, I look good. It's going up.
Wow. That was a private moment.
Well, so were the leggings, so we're even. We're even.
Well, before we get to all the creative people in the room, we've got the WWW, which is all things wild, wonderful, weird. Michelle has gone out into the web and found some great stories for us. So what do you have?
I did. We're just doing some wonderful ones today because we have so many people here. So we're going to kind of cut it a little shorter than normal just because we do have a lot of people to get to. But actually, Christina, this is one that you gave me that I think is pretty awesome. And it is the veteran and his dog reunited after 2 years. Did you see this one?
I did.
Yeah, which is, we've got technical difficulties. Hold on, people. For those of you watching, I don't know
Thank you for tuning in.
This is you screw everything up, don't you?
See, now I was really concerned about looking good. Like, I know that we have some very creative types, so I wanted to make sure that I looked good. And
I know you come walking in like in a cocktail dress. I'm like in flip-flops and a tank top.
Listen, I don't even have concealer on this morning, so don't feel bad, okay?
so I can take off these fake eyelashes.
Please, you're
that
like a
one of
beauty
them is
queen.
going like this. do you ever battle with fake eyelashes?
No, I don't put them on.
Okay. I know.
Okay, so
Let's go.
dog and his veteran.
Yeah, see, I was like, okay, get to the story. So anyway, Army Sergeant Jason Bowes, in 2012, he had a back injury, forced him to retire from the military, and he had worked 3 years with a bomb-sniffing dog that he named Cece. And obviously Cece isn't able to retire because she was only 5, so she had to keep working. And he found out 2 years later that she was going to retire, and he has adopted Cece.
The video of them
Aw.
reuniting is so beautiful. I mean, it's just incredible seeing this dog so excited to see him and to connect. It was,
and it's amazing how dogs remember. You know, you knew that he knew exactly who that was, and it was like he's home. You know, he was just really, really excited. So I love that.
It's very cool.
Our other wonderful story is actually, I'm quite impressed because this happened in Parkway, Ohio, which I know none of you know where that is.
Of course
But
I
that
do.
Do you know where Parkway, Ohio is? Do you know because of the story, or you know where it is?
I know because I know where
Close.
it is.
Did I ask you something like, is this a traumatic childhood experience?
It looks like we're about to have an Oprah moment.
Right.
Zoom. He's gonna cry.
I am from Indiana,
Oh, so you know.
so I know.
So you know, my mom is from Parkway, Ohio, and when I had seen this story, I thought, oh, that's really neat. And then I actually, when I read it, I didn't look where it took place, but it did take place in Parkway, and a young boy there in Parkway decided that he was going to ask. His name is Austin Dennison, and he asked his 89-year-old great-grandmother to prom.
It is the sweetest story.
Yeah.
I mean, here's this guy who, you know, he's that all-American, good-looking guy. He's an athlete. He's an Eagle
He's
Scout.
an Eagle Scout, football player, baseball player. He's very active in the church, which Parkway is a little town. Everyone goes to church.
What was his
in
reaning
Parkway.
for bringing his grandma? Like, had she never gone or something?
She had never gone.
Okay.
You know, kind of depression time.
Yeah.
You know, when she was younger, so she said they didn't have the money for her to go to prom. But what I thought was cute was she had to find a dress. And she said they were either too high or too low, and I didn't want any of that. So she wore leggings, and no, I'm kidding.
Spanx.
Yeah. But what was awesome is that he actually had a surprise for her. They actually played a song, "Kisses of Dolores." I think it's a Frank Sinatra song from, I don't know, 40s or something. And he played that for her at prom.
That's so cool. And it seemed like the other kids that were there were really supportive, and they kind of were laughing about the fact that she was popping the balloons with her cane, and I guess one of his friends had tried to cut in and ask for the dance, and she wanted to have none of that. I thought it was a great story. As I was reading it, it kind of made me cry. So we'll definitely have to share that on the No Limits radio show page so everyone can see it.
Yeah, and he's kind of family.
Well,
kind of.
As in, we're all kind of family, or
no? Like, he is my cousin. I tell you, my mom is from Parkway, so I still have family that lives in the city is actually Rockford.
Is
but
everyone
the school is
related
Parkway.
there? Is it like your mother's brother's cousin?
No. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda, honey. Listen. Anyway. My cousin Trey
Linda,
honey. Listen, my cousin Trey still lives in Rockford. He is a farmer. That's about all there is in Rockford, are farmers. But anyway, he is a farmer. He married his high school sweetheart Taffy, and Dennis is Taffy's nephew.
Is that the song?
This is the song, Dolores. Turn it up. Let's play it.
I feel like I should do waltzing.
I don't know how to walk.
Neither do I.
Really? You should learn.
You would. Like Fred Astaire.
For your wedding.
Oh. You know what's really cool, though, is that in that story, Dolores didn't have the opportunity to go to the prom, and so now at 89 years old, she gets to go to the prom. One thing that it made me think about, and I hope I actually have no intention. I never got to walk the line at graduation high school, so as I was reading it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Would I want to do that at 89? Nope, I'm done.
Yes, you would.
No, thanks.
Why?
The moment's passed. It's
Whatever.
over.
If you had never gone, you would be kicking and screaming if your grandson didn't take you. I can already hear it. You'd be popping him with the cane.
Take me.
She would, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
See, I know this. All right, hold on. I'm having technical difficulties. Do you have the story of the New York teen that had 8 IV?
I do.
Sam actually is the one
Yeah.
that shared that.
Yeah, that was
I
me.
can't.
So what do you guys think of that? A teen gets accepted to all 8 Ivy League schools. What do you guys think about
I think
that?
that's great.
I think it's impressive.
Wonderful.
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah,
Does it
it's
make
cool.
you feel inferior? Is
No,
that the issue?
it's a little. I don't know. I mean, I guess like I remember going in high school. You know, I did sports. I did marching band. I was basically a straight A student. But the people who always got the pat on the backs was the sports kids. So it's kind of nice to see it from the other way.
I was gonna say because this isn't a sports.
Yeah.
game.
So
This is,
that part I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, he actually scored a 2250 out of 2400 on the SATs.
It's amazing.
And that is amazing.
Yeah.
You think
I
you
wonder,
feel
does-
inferior around these creative people? Imagine talking to him.
We will not have him on the show.
Let's call him. Let's call him up. Yeah. So he is in the 99th percentile, the top, obviously,
Right.
of all students that take the exam. So that's pretty crazy.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he seemed pretty gracious about it. I guess that was kind of the cool part. So
Yeah, his parents, I think both are doctors, right?
I'm not sure.
Yes, both are both
Yes,
study
he wants to
medicine.
follow in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he wants to go to medicine. So
So
That's what
all
he's
of those
looking to do.
stories, if you want to dive in a little bit deeper, all those stories will be shared on the No Limits Radio Show page on Facebook. If you're listening to us via Vets on Media and you want to actually take a peek in the studio and see what's going on in here, you can go to www.22s.com/No Limits Radio Show.
check out Christina. She got all ready for you today.
She was on it this time.
This time,
Okay. Well, after you said that there was only artists coming in today, I was
This
a little insulted here. Okay.
I mean, you know what? There's no way of saving it. So
No, it's all right.
yeah.
It's all
There's
right.
no way of
We
saving
still like
what?
it.
What did I miss? I
Oh,
lost
she
something.
came in. She's like, "Well, we got artists coming in today." I said, "Well, what am I?" Hold on a second here.
Yeah, Sam's pretty awesome too.
Oh, thanks.
She is.
Yeah.
And
So
so
on to what is
I
Christina
hear
doing?
crickets.
crickets.
Okay, for those of you who are joining us or just listening, Christina cannot multitask.
Yes, this is true.
So when she's in the middle of something and like her phone or I don't know, squirrel goes by, Christina stops whatever is happening and then focuses on that for a second. So something you were looking to see what time it was.
I was looking to see what time it is.
Yeah.
I also was looking to see if it was time for Laura to call in.
Yeah.
To join the show. And I was also checking after I just promoted that, you
Wow,
can watch
you really
us on
were
22.
doing a lot
I was.
at once.
I was. There was a lot going on here. So thanks for supporting me, and
You're welcome. It's my job.
I feel so loved and supported.
So anyway, you were saying
I was
you were checking out
saying-
22.
I was checking to make sure our video feed was working
Yeah.
because I get yelled at by snarky social media people that, they're like, "Hey, it's not working." Oh, thank you.
See, look at that. He is good for something. Oh, love you, Rob.
So here's how I learned about Raw. Kimmy Noe, who's a good friend.
Wait, what's raw?
Raw?
Yeah, what is it?
It's what we're
It's a
going to
sushi
learn
place.
about.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Raw is what we're going to be learning about today. I am not feeling love today. I'm just
Oh,
not.
Christina, I love you. Raw is an event, and we found out about it through Kimmy.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And I love it when
Shit! Do you need a drink? like, do I need to get you some wine or something today? What is going on? In that beautiful little braid of yours.
So Raw has to do with artists, correct?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
And what does Raw encompass?
Wow.
Yeah, she's done. Yeah.
Christina's out today.
Okay. Anyway, here's how I learned about it.
Okay.
We're going to learn about what Raw's about once Laura calls in. Laura, if you're listening, now would be good. Like, right now.
It's okay. We're going to talk with Kimmy until she calls in.
So,
Yeah.
I've known Kimberly Noe, for, oh my gosh, 5 years now, I think.
Right around there.
This woman is oozing talent. Like, there's nothing that she can't do. And
Well, I
it
put
always...
deodorant on this morning, so I hope it's not oozing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know that I put deodorant
I
on.
didn't put deodorant on.
I was so concerned about the
Staying
eyelashes.
away from you guys.
Is it like going this way?
He's got one eye going up and one eye going down. He's kind of a derp.
A derp.
What's a derp?
Derpy. It's where you look silly, stupid. This is kind of
Oh, is this an
that
artsy
kid
term?
lingo?
Is that what you're saying? This is like a creative
this
person
is
term?
like a nerdy, cool thing, but you guys just don't get it.
Oh, so I'm asking, so I
she
don't
just-
even get the definition.
Oh, you're not nerdy cool.
No,
Wow.
they make fun of Comic-Con and stuff like
Okay,
that too.
so
Anyway.
hold on a second. Kim.
Derp.
I can mooch your mic, you know. Think twice.
So I
Anyways.
just want to let everyone know my major was art. So thank you, Sam.
In
Did
what?
you just mute me?
And what?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I like to paint. I'm a very messy artist.
As in modern art? As in throw darts at balloons? Modern art?
Modern art. It
Okay.
was mixed media. So I really like to take acrylic paint,
Uh-huh.
and then I would take mirrors and shatter them, and then accent the piece with the broken mirror.
Interesting.
It kind of the way that it came about was I had an art teacher that said, I want you to force the audience to interact with your piece. And I said, well, what other way to force them to, but then to make them see themselves? So if they see themselves in it, then they have no choice but to interact, and I control you. Boom. No control.
You were ahead of your time. It's very Alexander McQueen.
Oh.
Very ahead of your time.
So anyway,
Anyways, I'm oozing
Enough
with
about me.
creativity.
so back to your oozing issues. So
I've
when I
gone to the
first-
doctor for it. But, you know.
I mean, Kimmy's a photographer, a videographer. She does digital graphic work, cakes, and I'm not just talking your like Sara Lee cake. I mean, not your Sara Lee. Oh, you gotta show her
Not my
your
Barbie
cake.
cake.
Yeah, not your Barbie cake.
You know what? I tried.
I know you did.
See.
Like R2D2, 2 foot tall cake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah,
I'm
Sam.
just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus, who gave her a mic?
Me.
Graduated. She thinks
Yeah,
she's
she
something.
graduated. Now she's like got all control.
She's just moved from
Sorry,
intern
I'm
to
awake.
graduate.
I'm awake this morning.
She's had her coffee.
Yeah.
So Kimmy, if you're watching, and if you're not watching, you really need to tune in and watch right now, because we've got a couple of the head pieces that you've made. So Raw came to me through you, and share with everyone a little bit about how you got involved with Raw.
I got involved with Raw by going to an audition for a makeup contest, and the photographer saw my work and said, "Why haven't you auditioned for Raw?" And I was like, "The sushi place? They what?" I had to go home and Google it and find out what it was, and I was like, I don't know, why haven't I? And I filled it out, and Laura called me right away and said, I saw that you watched the video. Haven't you?
Speaking of Laura calling,
Laura.
Let's see what Laura
on
really
time.
said to you. Let's see if you're being
No,
honest.
she
I'm
was.
kidding.
all right,
I
so
lied.
we've got Laura with us. Hi, Laura.
Hi, how's it going?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So we were starting to dive into how Kimmy got involved with Raw, and we want to learn a little bit about what Raw is, because it's not raw sushi.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Raw Natural Born Artists, we're an independent arts organization, and we're all about helping local artists get themselves out there, giving them exposure, promotional tools, resources, all the things that they need to be seen, heard, and loved by their communities. So that's basically what we're all about.
Well, and it's interesting because artists, you hear the term struggling artist, starving artist, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of support out there. So to bring together an event where you have a group of, how many different artists are featured in a show?
We have between 40 and 50 local creatives in every showcase that we put on. Coming from 9 different genres of art. So we work with visual art, photography, film, fashion, hair and makeup, music, performance art, and anything that really falls in those genres. So there's an amazing amount of creatives out there, and I'm always surprised every show how many amazing artists, come out and are showcasing their work. So
this sounds like, to have that many different artists, to have that type of an experience, this sounds like this has to be a really expensive night for people to come and to watch it, for somebody to buy a ticket.
It's actually, it's not. Pre-sale tickets are only $15, and you can buy them on our website, and every ticket sale supports an artist in being able to be a part of this. So for only $15, you can enjoy 40-plus local artists, from your community. It sounds like, a pretty good deal to me.
It's a great deal. $15
Absolutely.
for a night out? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it costs $15 to go see a movie, and half the time it's shitty. So, yeah.
It's a good thing that we don't have to deal with the FCC.
I know, I'd be in trouble.
Thank you, Internet. So, Laura, this started here in Phoenix, correct?
Well, actually, our founder started Raw. She's actually in Orange County in Southern California. She started it about 5 years ago. She was a struggling artist herself, actually in the fashion arena, and just realized how few resources there are out there for artists and how many great artists there are. And so she started putting on these showcase events to first bring them out into the public eye. And so over the past 5 years, it's just spread to now where we're doing these Raw showcases and supporting local artists with all of our resources in over 50 cities across the U.S., in Australia, Canada, Europe, and more to be, launched and announced in the next year. So we've been in Phoenix for 3 years, though, so we've been in the local community for about that long.
So you guys do you do the show in 40 different cities and countries? Is that what you said?
It's over 50 cities in the U.S., and
wow.
Then we've got several locations in other cities or other countries as well. And you can actually see all of our locations on the Raw website, which is rawartists.org. And you can go to every city's homepage and see the artists that we're featuring there. So, through our website, we're taking it out of just the local community and letting you see the artists from those communities all in one place, which is pretty cool.
I think it's really cool. I like the website. I also like that you have all of the artists that are going to be showcased. You have a page for them. So what's really nice is that people can go there, they can look at all the different artists, kind of get some background information on them, and then they can buy a ticket, so that's kind of supporting that artist and ultimately supporting the whole event and giving you a great night out. What a great date night. This is a 21 and over event. For people that are artists that are not haven't been exposed to this yet and they want to become a part of it, what's the process?
So anyone who wants to be a part of this, you go to our website and you submit your work to us, whatever kind of artist you are. It's a simple process of, uploading photos of your work or linking us to videos or whatever it might be, and then we receive those submissions and we hand select the artists that we really think are promising and that we want to showcase, and then we give them a call and we get them involved. So
that's awesome. Well, Laura, we have some very promising artists that are here in studio, and we're going to give all of our listeners a little sneak peek into who they are and what brought them to Raw. And I want to thank you for giving us a call and being a part of the show this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be listening in. Can't wait to hear about, I know and love my artists, and I'm excited to hear them, talk about who they are. So enjoy.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. So, Kimmy.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, what is it that you are going to be doing? Because there's so many different things that you do. What is it that you will be doing at this showcase?
I am actually showcasing full character design.
Really? We have to act surprised. Really?
Wow.
Wow. What is
What is this full character design?
Yeah, what is full character design?
Well,
Does this mean that there's people involved?
Yeah.
Are they characters?
yes.
Wow.
Most of the time, makeup artists come in and they'll do makeup on somebody else's like clothing designs or whatever. Mine are full creature designs. It'll be makeup,
cool.
headdresses.
She said creature.
And two of them are sitting right there.
For those of you who don't know, Christina and Michelle will be will be models in this
Yes.
upcoming event.
Apparently we will be creatures, Sam. Not models. Creatures.
You are a model that is showing off a creature.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And so my inspiration for this show, it's April Showers Bring May Flowers, but my inspiration was Fantasia, the newest one. I think it's 2000, Fantasia 2000. There's a song in there. I think it's the last. Is it the last one, Ron?
I believe it is the last big number.
Okay.
I made him sit and I said, you have
Okay,
to
and
sit and
this
watch
is
it.
Ron.
He is my partner in crime.
Hello out there in internet radio land. Can you tell this isn't my first radio show?
You have a great radio voice.
Well, thank you.
He has a face for radio.
And this is why I'm in business with this woman, because she knows the real deal.
But I forced him. I said, you have to watch this piece, and you'll understand once you watch this piece where all of this came from. And he did, and he was like, I get it. I totally get it. I get the whole thing. And so there's this. She's a little sprite, and she is woken up by a stag, and she covers the entire forest and tries to cover a volcano with new, fresh green grass, and the volcano explodes and destroys everything, and she renews it again. And I went from the aspect of winter is kind of like that volcano. It covers everything in snow and hibernates it, and then spring comes and renews and refreshes everything again. So I've got everything from that gloomy winter to spring rain, all the way through the spring storms and the lush green grass. And it's an entire story that leads into a full flower garden and the queen at the end.
Very cool.
Awesome. Is she fire? Is Michelle fire?
I'm the queen.
Stop it.
Excuse me, I'm the queen.
Oh,
Let's get this right.
I thought we were talking about the show.
Oh, you know what? You might have been.
No, actually, Christina is one of, she's the rose garden, the trellising rose. And
boy.
I know Christina very well.
Red.
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 And I brought her headdress and her dress for her to try on today. But Michelle is going to be one of two things. I've already talked to her about it. She's either going to be the rainbow
She just called me a flippin'
or the spring storm.
Ooh, she's a storm. I love you.
I will rock a rainbow too.
So do you do the costumes all do you put them all together that day, or?
I have been working tirelessly on 13 costumes, so they're all sewn and put together ahead of time. I try to pre-build as many of the prosthetic pieces, like this piece right here that you see. That was for my audition for Face Off, and the entire thing was pre-built, and most of it was pre-painted before I did the process. Anything that I can do like that, because I've got so many characters that I'm doing that day, anything that I can pre-paint is going to be pre-painted or pre-built ahead of time.
What's great is when you go over to Kimmy's studio and you see everything. I mean, you don't understand what she will do with little pieces. I've had broken jewelry, and I gave her a box of broken jewelry, and I'm like, here you go. I know you're going to do something with it.
That's like gold mine, yeah.
And she does.
That's exactly
she
what that is. Yeah.
These amazing masterpieces.
Placemats.
Mm-hmm.
Placemats, exactly. What's really funny though was that when she said, "I'm doing this, I'm going to be a part of this showcase. I'm going to be featured. I need some models." I was like, "Okay, I'm always here to support you and model runway." Sure.
Right? I know. I told her. I said she sends me a message. So I need runway models for the show, and I'm like, I don't think I'm runway model size. And she goes, you are on my runway. And I'm like, perfect. I love you.
Well, there's a whole concept behind that.
So then what was funny, though, is that when I saw this, I was like, oh, I don't know what we're going to look like.
Yeah. We're going to be creatures, but it's
We're
okay.
going to be creatures.
You can still put on your resume runway model. See?
Hey.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to come back. I want to learn a little bit more when we come back about how you two, what is the role that you two play together. I know that you're more than just the queen, so we want to learn more. Well, hey, I don't know. It is no limit, so we're going to go to break now.
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. If you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you or someone you know suffering from eczema, diabetes, or vitamin deficiencies? Then I can share with you something to help remedy that with health and wellness. It can be a business plan too, which is a great opportunity to meet and interact with all types of people who care about changing lives. So when you are ready to make a difference, call Jamie at 602-295-9969. That's 602-295-9969.
Hey everyone, it's Adam from Vets On. Are you or someone you know looking for employment? Then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission in putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 clarification types, education, experience, salary range, and so much more. iVetX can help you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job. If you're a hiring company or a veteran looking for your next career, then get started today and go to www.ivetx.com. iVetX, bridging the employer-veteran gap by putting American veterans to work today.
You're listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
I'm listening to the No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Network.
Oh, Christina.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
We're back. No Limits.
All right, so we have Kim and the Queen, and we just want to know. We just are trying to figure out
what our relationship is.
Yes, because I know you're married, so
yeah. I was just going to say, I think we're still figuring out what our relationship is. I was telling her earlier how happy I am to be in business with a drag queen.
I did hear you say that. Is that because the headpiece, like the idea was like, you know, this big, and now it's like this?
You know, the funny thing is, I know I'm not really giving any background between her and I, but excuse me, one of the reasons that I chose to be in business with her, because I've been a celebrity makeup artist for 20 years, and I've could have gone into business with anybody I wanted to, but I chose Kimmy No because she is by far one of the most visionary artists that I have ever worked with and ever observed. Because Kimmy, did you know that I observed you before, we decided on this?
I kind of had a feeling you were observing me because we were having conversations, and then we tried to make play dates, and nothing would work out. And
so he's not only a queen, he's a stalker.
He's a stalker.
I him already.
I was just going to say, I mean, in this business, we're stalking each other, so.
Well, it is a pretty competitive business, and Ron and I are trying to reset the tone for that, and we're more about collaboration and celebrating the art of makeup and what you can do with the art of that instead of competing with each other about it.
And really also the art of being a beautiful human, because we work with women and men, a lot of men in fact. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, here I am on the radio babbling, sorry.
It's okay.
It's no limits, it happens.
Oh, great, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think one of our biggest focuses is to incorporate everybody into our art. And that means, again, women, men, big, small, very small.
The premise behind Beautiful Monstrosity.
Which was amazing. You know what I loved about that is seeing the way that all of the women in that magazine evolved. And I got to say, I love it when people see the picture and what you did to me, and they go, that's you? And they're kind of shocked. It's pretty cool. The different sizes, oftentimes, traditionally, when you think of models, when you think of fashion shows, you really think of these waif-like, unrealistic, like, you just want to throw a sandwich at them. I mean, no offense, but it's like they need to eat something.
I agree.
And so I love it when you see all different sizes. So.
Well, the premise behind that in the clothing world is they cut the designs to fit, and so the models have to be slim enough to fit and slide them on and everything like that. However, the world was changed when there was a size 12 on the New York runway this last season.
Really?
And
How
I
has
see
that worked
coming
for them for so long? Because as a woman who is
it's
a
just
size
been
12,
standard.
When I look at that, I mean, my first thought is, yeah, but how's that going to look on me?
And you know what? That's exactly one of the reasons that Kimmy and I do what I do, or do what we do. I'm sorry, because we want to be all inclusive. I mean, we're not just, one of my makeup philosophies is that I don't just do makeup for the face or for someone's head. I do makeup for the whole person, and that's what Kimmy and I are doing this for. We're doing this for whole people in general.
Yeah. You know me.
Yes, I do know you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you, especially since you are working together. And what did you call them, Kimmy and the Queen?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we were thinking arcade design.
I was just gonna say now, Kimmy, this is sounding pretty.
Oh, I want
promising.
royalties. I'm just saying, I came up with it. So
you know what? I'm gonna change.
One that you've gotten. I love the video that you made.
Thank you.
I really
appreciate that. That was very hard for me.
And I love just putting it out there. That video. Do you know
video?
Who suggested the song?
What video? What video? No one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I did a video for Raw. They, like 2 minutes, they want each talent to submit a video of why you're such a rocking artist. And so it was very hard for me because my husband is knee-deep in editing and he couldn't do it for me, which he usually does all my videos when they have to do it, and I had to do my own. And
it's a fabulous video. The song, the background song. Kimmy posted a question. I'm trying to find a song that is the essence of me, and immediately it was "Girl on Fire." Like within seconds, I posted. I was like, "That's you." Every time when I think of you, that's the song. So I'll share the video on the No Limits Radio Show page on Facebook. I also just shared the link. If you want to support this great artist, if you want to learn more about Kimmy, go to No Limits Radio Show on Facebook. I've shared the link. You can see some of the images of works that she has done, and then you can also purchase a ticket right there. We are going to learn more about a couple other artists.
Thank you, Kimmy and the Queen.
So now
we have
Crystal Lee Dodson, who's a photographer, and which we also have Holly Pyle, who is a performance artist, a singer, who I'm so excited to meet both of you. I'm really excited to meet Holly Pyle because I've kind of stalked you on Facebook.
I'm sorry. I have no control over her when it comes to stuff like that.
But you know a mutual friend, actually a couple of mutual friends, so I'm really excited to have you. I'm really excited to have both of you. All right, so we're going to start with Crystal Lee, who I'm going to share her page from Raw on the No Limits Radio Show page on Facebook so that everyone can see this great artist and her work as well. All right, so you are a photographer.
Yes.
And where did you learn photography?
Well, I do mostly photojournalism and editorial stuff. And sophomore year of high school, I had just a really cheap digital camera, and I was taking pictures in my backyard, and I took this picture of a dandelion, but it was like from the bottom, so it looked like really big. And the comments I kept getting on that were, wow, I've never looked at a dandelion like that. And I was like, well, if I can make someone look at a dandelion a different way, maybe I can make someone look at the world a different way.
Well, that's pretty profound.
I know. How old are you?
22.
Wow.
But she was a sophomore when that happened.
That's
yeah.
I'm just blown away.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So you said it was a cheap camera?
Yeah.
I know that people that are photographers are very like camp Nikon or Canon. So which camp are you in?
I own a Canon, but I'm going to say I prefer Nikon.
Really?
Yes.
So we've got some bipartisan photography here. She's crossing the aisle. There is hope for politicians. Okay, so when you say photojournalism, what does that look like? Have you been taking photos here today?
No, actually.
She probably can't change our world. She can
I can't change the way people see you.
I can't change that. Sorry, I change a dandelion. I can change anything. I can't change you too.
You are a lost cause.
Well, I do a lot of event photography because it's the closest thing to photojournalism that people want to pay for. But I'd like to work for a magazine or like a nonprofit, and I just think images are really powerful and kind of make some kind of impact with that.
Where have been, I know that on your bio on Raw, there's a picture of the Eiffel Tower. So tell me what some of your favorite spots have been to take, to shoot photos.
Oh my God, France, for sure. I was in Paris and then like little villages along the Seine River, and it's just beautiful there, and the people are awesome, and food is awesome. And
like she eats anything, right? Come on.
She's one of those typical runway models.
I totally was looking at her like, do you need a sandwich? Because I might have it in my purse. Curvy girls always have food. I'm just saying.
Also, downtown Phoenix is a really cool place to go shoot. There's just a whole variety of different people from different walks of life interacting, and it's
what would you
cool.
say for someone that's listening? Maybe they're in high school and they kind of are interested in getting into photography. What recommendation might you give them?
I would say like always keep shooting, because the more you use your camera, the more you're just learning from experience. And I was taking business classes for college, and I was like, I hate this. Like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, I need to follow my passion. So then I got my degree in it, and it's a hard industry to break into, but if you enjoy it, I mean,
do you feel like the community here is really supportive, that other photographers are really supportive of each other?
Yeah, definitely. We're always like...
She says that as another photographer in the room.
That's true. We're always like giving each other work if it's not in your area, and it's good to have like a network of people who can help you out.
What is your favorite photo that you've taken?
I haven't taken it yet.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so
is
that at this point,
is that what keeps you
yeah.
striving and to do better?
Yes. I think it was Henry Cartier-Bresson that said, you have, like, your next photo is always your best photo. You've never actually taken your best photo. And when I heard that, I was like, that's true. I have a couple I like, but every time you shoot a new series, you look at your old stuff and you're like, what was I doing?
So far, what is the one that you like the most?
There is a photo, I think it's on my page, it's kind of like a silhouette of people when I was experimenting with film photography. That I took it and my instructor developed it, and I looked at it and I was like, did I take that? That's really cool.
That's fantastic. As I'm looking at your page, and I want everyone to, if you want to see this also, go to the No Limits radio show page on Facebook. I've shared the link. Raw Artists. As I'm looking at this and I'm seeing all the different images, I'm wondering, for you, when you look at your images, what's a common element when you stand back and you look at it? You say, okay, I got it right there. Like, what to you tells you that looks good? And the reason that I'm asking this is for someone who is, learning about photography. What are those elements so that they know that they're on the right track?
Sure.
Is it putting the image in the center?
Oh, God, no. Don't ever put it in the center. I have some centered photos.
There's something called the rule of thirds,
yes,
ladies.
The rule of thirds. It's just a lot more visually interesting if it's on a third, on like the top or the bottom. It just makes you move, like with your eyes. If it's just dead center, you're like, oh, that's the picture, and I'm going to look away. And, I mean, there's some stuff that I like centered, and I have some centered things on there, so I don't want to be all hypocritical, but
I'm looking at your page, and in the bottom right-hand corner, I don't know if this is in a barber shop, but I love all the lines that just, like, it almost feels like it's drawing me right in. It's very cool.
It's leading lines is what that is.
Okay, well, there you go.
There you go.
That's pretty neat.
You got to interview her. She's got to get on Raw.
There you go, Sam.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Next year. This is a yearly.
I wish
right?
I'd known about this before.
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months?
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months?
And is this your first time?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a friend who did it, and then I was like, oh, that's good for you, and I didn't really look into it. And then my boyfriend's actually in the show. He's also a photographer. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try to get on it. And
that's fantastic.
That's great.
So Crystal Lee Dodson, and again, the page has been shared on our Facebook page, or you can just go to rawartist.org, and you can also support this great artist. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, Holly Pyle. She's a singer. She's got a great little haircut.
I like how she does that.
Just mess it up.
Yeah, just like this.
I just rolled out of bed.
You know, I really did wake up with this hairstyle this morning, so it kind of works.
I wish I could wake up with like that
Yes.
hairstyle. I woke up this morning, it was like my bangs were like this. I must have slept like straight on the pillow.
As you put the glass of wine down.
Yeah, so the Coors Light went like this, but anyway.
The secret is, though, I can't take a shower before sleep because when I wake up, it'll look completely defying gravity.
Like a mohawk?
Yeah.
Could you do a mohawk with that?
I've done it a couple times. Well, not mohawky, but I've done where
Like a
it's
faux
just
hawk?
completely up.
That is awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about you. When did you start singing?
I started doing choir when I was around 10.
Okay.
And then just really loved singing. And in high school, my teacher just suggested I get lessons. So I started taking classical voice and wanted to go to school for it. So I thought, okay, well, I think opera is what you would go to school for, music. So I went to college for opera at first. And I just tried out jazz choir there for the heck of it and loved it. And my teachers weren't so pleased about that, so I actually had to quit opera and just do jazz instead. So
Who are the musicians that really inspire you?
Esperanza Spalding, I'd say, is way up there. Ella Fitzgerald as well.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of like the first inspiration, was hearing all of her improvisation. And then when I heard Esperanza Spalding, she plays bass and sings, and her improvisation is just ridiculous. And it's just like, I want that so bad. So that's kind of been a visual for me.
Do you play any instruments as well?
I kind of play piano, but it's not my... When I'm performing, it's kind of more of a distraction for me.
Okay.
So I've kind of evolved a different kind of solo act to accommodate that a little bit.
Okay.
Actually,
So what does that mean?
I brought the thing I work with.
Uh-oh.
The thing
Are we allowed to see this thing?
So this is a Boss looping
If the
station.
Queen said that, I don't think we'd be allowed to say that.
Probably. Okay, so what is this thing?
So it's a Boss loop station. So basically,
Say it again?
a loop station.
Okay.
So in choir, I'm in college, I did jazz choir. So it was 7 or 8 singers together. And I don't really have that faculty. So this allows me to sing a layer as long as I would like, and then once I press a button, it loops the layer that I sing.
Oh, do it.
Oh, I have to plug it in. But
Oh.
I would be willing to, totally, if I plug it in. But
Where's the cord?
There's lots of
Where's
them in the
cord?
back.
What happens though is once I put one layer in, as it loops, I can sing over it, so I make more and more layers. With
Have you
my
ever
voice.
seen a musician do
Ed
that before
Sheeran
too?
Do that? Does he?
There's a video actually of it as well.
That's so cool. Okay, I think I've seen this before.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it like right here in studio.
Yeah. This is actually kind of a newer one, and I do some beatboxing on it as well.
Some what?
Beatboxing. And
Can you do that for us right now?
Wait, I'm too nervous. And I kind of do like these little,
That's so cool.
just to
That's
get
cool.
like
That's so awesome.
whatever time feel I'm wanting to do. I do a little bit of a bass line. I'll do some kind of rhythmic vocal layers, and after all that's done, I can sing verses on top of that. So that's actually what I'm doing for this showcase coming up. is
I
a bunch
cannot
of
wait
arrangements.
to see you perform. I want to hear you though.
Okay.
Can we hear
Yeah,
you
sure thing.
sing?
Okay.
I like putting people on the spot. And go. Be awesome.
Honey, I've been thinking about you and all that you do. Don't you think of me too? Gentleman, how you been for so long? I don't mean you no wrong. I had to write you this song, for I long to be alone with you. And if I couldn't have you, I don't know what I would do. I guess I would leave this world alone, 'cause without you I'm just bones.
Billie Holiday.
Wow.
Nice job.
I know my segment is over, but
If the Queen approves, you did great. That's all I know.
Oh,
That was
Kimmy's
awesome.
not the queen?
No.
Oh.
Kimmy's not the Queen.
and the Queen.
It's Kimmy and the Queen.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That gave me chills and
Oh,
tears.
thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I want her to sing at my wedding.
I do weddings, actually. True story.
You ju-
You know what would be amazing? To have a wedding that is like an art show.
Those exist.
You're already gonna have a toy drive.
Well, I told her last night. I think maybe you should do something different. We talked about this last night, so maybe you now
An
can-
art supply drive. Oh, okay. Sorry. Back to-
Okay, back to the show. It is about, but yeah, you could do something for the art.
That was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
That was
Rob.
truly amazing. Watching you, and I hope people are watching and not just listening, because watching is better. But to see that, to see like just watching you and how expressive you are as you're performing. This is going to be a great night.
Oh,
I'm
thank
going
you.
to share your page on the No Limits Radio Show page.
Why are you hitting me?
What
do you need me to
That
do?
means keep
I was
talking.
like, what is she talking about? Let me ask this for people who haven't been to the show before, and I've never been there, so and I'm sure everyone listening, most of them have never been there. Is it a show that's kind of like when you walk into an art gallery and your stuff is kind of here, and I can walk over here and see this and this, or is it more like a production as far as everyone sitting and one artist goes up at a time?
I think it's a combination because there's 2 floors of booths, so there's a bunch of different art exhibits. There's also a catwalk and everything else, and a stage for the musicians. So it's kind of all this full encompassing experience.
It's going to be a lot more exciting than just going to an art gallery or like your typical art show. It's more like got that underground feel. And
Ooh, so it's a little dangerous. It's a little,
live music,
it's a little
a fashion
edgy.
show. I think there's a tattoo artist who's doing a live piece, and there's a cash bar. I mean,
There's going to be a tattoo artist doing a live piece.
it's really exciting.
He needs a model. Did you want to go? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I want to tramp stamp.
So like, I've
You already
never
have one.
been, but I've heard a lot about it. And it's like when you think art show, you're like, oh, I walk into a gallery. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, this has been fun. But it's going to be a lot more interactive and like really exciting.
I find that Phoenix is like that though with their art. They're very much more. It's not as stale, I guess.
Yeah,
you could
it's like
say.
First Fridays, but like
Yeah, First Fridays.
a new level of it.
Nice.
Do you guys know what First Friday is?
Yes.
Yeah, and I've been, and I really wasn't. I don't know if it wasn't a good
day
to go, or well, it's once
Right.
a month, right?
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
First
It's
Friday.
the first Friday.
Hey.
Ha ha ha. Anyway, I don't know if that month just wasn't a great month or
Did you
what,
go in the
but it
summer?
was-
Because it's sometimes when it's hot. It
I
dies down.
think we went maybe it was the beginning of the summer. So, but I've heard a lot of people say that they've had a really, really great time. So I don't know if it was just maybe the time, or maybe it wasn't. Shit, maybe I was on my period and said, screw it, I don't want to be here. I don't know. It could have been anything.
Christina, I don't know how to transition out of bleeding. But
Well, it's almost break time.
No, I'm not done with Holly. So Holly, is there anywhere that you perform on a regular basis?
Yes.
Okay.
I perform every Saturday at the downtown Phoenix Public Market. So
Okay.
it's like between Roosevelt and Van Buren on Central. Great food. And
Oh,
so I have a
really?
couple guys. I change it up every Saturday. and-
Every Saturday?
every Saturday.
So tonight?
Yes, I'll be there tonight.
Every Saturday?
Yes.
Like tonight?
Yes, except for May
Kinda
10th.
like
But
that.
otherwise, yes, every Saturday I'm there. And I'll have a couple other guys with me, like piano and drums or piano and bass, guitar, like different combinations. And I also do some of these looping arrangements during my time there, too. So it's like from 7 until 9.
Okay, so 7 to 9, what are the cross streets?
It's Central and Pierce.
Central and Pierce.
Pierce is between Van Buren and Roosevelt.
Okay. Rob and I are going.
Awesome.
Awesome. I can't wait to see you perform
Oh,
tonight
yes.
and at Raw. Okay, so I want to make sure that I understand this. When we see you perform at Raw, is it just going to be you, or are you
Yes.
going to have other? Okay, because you'll have this
Device
Yeah.
where I sing with myself, basically.
You sing with myself.
And I usually, my arrangements are...
I touch myself.
I don't know how to go from you touch yourself to the next segment.
And the arrangements are usually between 12 layers or 18, depending on the song. But it's a very full-fledged kind of.
Do you do mostly covers, or do you write your own stuff as well?
I've got two or three originals. Otherwise, I try to make very strange covers. So I'll do mixed meter stuff, or I try to make it sound very different from the original, so you almost don't
So
really.
you make it your own.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see you at both tonight and at Raw Artists.
Yeah.
And for everyone that wants to see more about Holly Pyle and like her page, I've shared that on our No Limits radio show page. I know that there was a very talented artist that made your page for you. So,
Yes.
Perry Collins, thank you. We love our website. Just want to say that again. I can't say that enough. Perry Collins, thank you. I love you.
I actually met her at a coffee shop, and I was wearing a dress from a gig, and her and Janice were saying, "Oh, hey, you're singing. Could you sing for us?" And it was the middle of Lux, and I just sang for them in the coffee shop, and we've been friends ever since.
That's awesome.
So they've been very supportive.
Yeah. Perry and Janice are two amazing ladies. All right, so Holly Pyle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Crystal Lee Dodson, thank you for joining us today on the No Limits radio show to learn more about Raw. We're going to go to a break so that I can gather myself and touch myself.
Don't watch right now. That's all I'm saying. At this break, go. I don't know what she's going to do.
We'll be back.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Would your goal be to get you and your family out of debt? I can show you how thousands of people and families are doing just that. This is a business plan made simple. We offer everything from weight loss products to green cleaning solutions. Whether you're interested in making it a full-time or part-time opportunity to become debt-free, or if you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired, call Jamie at 602-295-9969. That's 602-295-9969.
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
What are you doing Saturday, May 24th, 2014? You should be joining us to help raise money for fallen heroes and wounded veterans. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. The American Legion Riders Post 34, in cooperation with its major sponsor, Vets On Media, is honored to present the inaugural Memorial Day Ride 2014. 100% of the net proceeds raised at this event will go directly to charity, benefiting the Military Assistance Mission, the Army Emergency Relief Fund, and wounded heroes at the Balboa Naval Hospital. This event is veteran-focused from start to finish. The event begins at 0730 at the National Guard Armory located at 52nd Street in McDowell. There will be a breakfast and a chance to connect with over 3 dozen veteran businesses. A ride through the National Cemetery will also take place to honor the fallen. The ride will end at American Legion Post 34 in Cave Creek, where there will be a full barbecue of hamburgers, brats, baked beans, potato salad, live music, comedians, and numerous raffle items. So join us by registering now at vetsonmedia.com or on the day of the event. Don't forget to tell a friend and make a difference in the lives of those that have given so much. Again, go to vetsonmedia.com to pre-register today.
Head out on the highway.
You're listening to No Limits Radio Show on the Vets On Media Network.
All right, welcome back. We're having a lot of fun in the studio today. Aren't we having fun?
We are having
fun. Yeah, there's a lot of creativity in here. There's such creative energy. I love it. It's awesome.
It's the yoga pants you have on that you're not telling anyone.
The Spanx are squeezing everything.
For wearing them.
That is awesome. And that is Fadia Champlain.
Bingo.
Yay, I said it right. Okay, so it's Lolo and Ruby's Custom Wear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so where does Lolo and Ruby's, what is that?
Actually, those two names were very good friends of ours when we were in the Army, and the husband was stationed with my husband, and she had 2 wonderful children, and they were at that just speaking level between Spanish and English and trying to catch on, and those weren't their names, but that's what they called each other, Lolo and Ruby. Ruby was the little girl, and Lolo was the little boy. And I just kept thinking in my head, that is like the perfect name. One day when I'm something and I have something and I'm going to do something, that's going to be it. And it's kind of funny because now when I go places, people are like, so are you Lolo or is that your partner and you're Ruby? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Well, which one? Yep. So, yeah.
Yep. So you hear voices too?
I'm not allowed to say that at the doctor's office.
They give you great pills.
They told me no, they lock you up. So that might be a good place for me. I don't know, but
inspiration? I don't know. I hug
costumes myself. And doctor wear. I don't know.
So, how would you describe your creations, your fashion?
A lot of my work, well, when people come to me and they say, I really like this piece that you did, and the first thing I have to say is, I don't ever do 2 the same. They will never look the same. Even if you're in a troupe, they'll never look the same.
And I also have an agreement finding out where you're wearing it. If it just happens to be, which I have right now, 2 bodybuilders at the same place, I don't do the same theme. So if one picks Batman and the other one says, well, I want to be Robin, nope, you got to pick another one. So are you saying the other person's Batman? I'm just saying you can't do that. So I don't give out a whole lot of information, and I'm very, very fair with all my clients. My personality, I'm very blunt, upfront, honest, and it's not to hurt anyone's feelings. It's so that I can give you something that looks good on you. Not somebody says, oh, that's a really cool outfit. You want someone to say, damn, that looks really good on you. Like that fits your physique, your personality, looks at you in a whole, okay? So a lot of times when people come to me and I say, okay, and this is partly going way back when I was a hairdresser, is you have to learn, creative people learn to read between the lines. So if you, as a hairdresser, you come to me with all these really wonderful cuts, but every single one of them is a redhead, my first indication is to say, you know, have you ever thought about being a redhead? Well, kinda. And you work from there. So when they come to me and they say, well, I was really thinking about this idea, and I say, well, you know, I really need to know what's your skin tone, what's your eye tone, what's your hair look like, you know, do you like to get up and go, you know, and there's a lot to it to get them to the place. And usually at the end they always say, I would have never thought this is what I would have came up with. And it's not my dream. It's not, I'm just the thing that makes it happen.
So who are your clients?
Ooh, they come from all over. I mean, I've been blessed to be all over the world with them. I've done a ton in France and Paris and London, and it bounces around to Japan, and then I've got, you know, obviously a lot in the United States, but it's not really local work. It's worldwide. It's web. I'm really, really lucky if I could get one every 2 years that's local.
You know, as I'm looking at your page on Raw, I see, I mean, I love sparkly, and I mean, that's just,
I'm an 80s discos chick, so, you know, sparkle!
You can't have enough sparkle, I'm just saying.
I'm there with you.
But the category that you would put most of your customers, are they dancers? Are they performers? Are they belly dance? Like what category? Because you've mentioned bodybuilders.
It's all over the board because you know, anyone who's an entertainer is always looking for something fresh, something new, something that hasn't been copied from somewhere else. And though there always is something that's going to be, you know, reformatted or repeated, you try to do it in a different way. So it's not so much as you got the same picture in a different color. It's like I took the picture, I reversed it, I turned it inside out, and then I punched it a few times to give it some more dimension, and then, you know, you see what you come up with. And everyone who sat in this room as being an artist, we are not in a box. You cannot put them in a box. It doesn't work. So basically, you can't, for myself, you can't tell me what I'm going to do for you. It doesn't work that way. It's more, give me some freedom, let me know, and I stay in constant contact. And I say, do you think this would look, you know, this part would look good on you? Most of them are like, yes, that's amazing, because you get to read into them, but you can't put yourself in that box, that analytical thing, when you're trying to be creative and be an artist and be free flowing. So if I had to say where my clients come from, they're all over. I mean, my very first one that I really started going with, she's a professional mermaid, and I was like, what's a professional mermaid?
Okay, so
learned a whole new thing. It's really big with Disney and a lot of the shows. They have them come at birthday parties, and they perform live mermaid shows.
Remember I told you about the hotel that is now, there's a hotel in Florida.
Yeah.
You can get married by a mermaid and underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then it went into, I had a huge season with Halloween, and for some reason, mermaids were huge through Halloween. So it was my last stint, a threat by a husband that said, no more 38 hours and 20 minutes straight of going in it to make sure that everything was packaged and went out on time. I don't remember the next 2 days after that. All I know is I was stoned on glue. And I'm not a big glue person, like a hand stitch, I'm very old fashioned in that way. But yeah.
What will you be featuring at the, what's your showcase going to be?
I am starting from one end of the gamut to the other. I am going, I don't want to give too much away, but I have everything going from 1940s looks and pushing all the way through in looks. And some of my looks also are not just about costume. They're about how you can integrate a really cool piece into blue jeans and a shirt. I mean, I do a lot of stuff like that. I wear all the time lingerie with blue jeans with my husband. And people will be, where did you get that jacket? And I'm like, Victoria's Secret. And they're like, no way. That can't be. And it is. Look at it through a different eye. Don't look at it the way you're looking at. Look at the piece and see how beautiful it is, and then go, how stunning would that be under a suit coat and a black leather skirt? Like, it doesn't scream slut, you know. It's, you look at the piece and you go, that is fabulous.
So you have a runway show also?
I do.
Okay.
And this is my very first time not only being asked to be at Raw, but when she said runway, I was like, what? You mean just like the booth, right? And she was like, no, you'll have people on stage. And I was like, and then it came into play because a lot of my work is custom. How do I fit models that I have no clue what size they are? So my sister is a professional seamstress, and she does the Civil War clothing, and she builds for museums and stuff like that. She gave me a really good lick, and she said, duct tape and Velcro, safety pins all work wonders. And I was like, but I don't do that. She's like, shut up, get on board. And I was like, okay.
So your sister's pretty blunt too?
Yeah. So speaking of models, we were talking earlier in regards to you might still need a few models for the show. Is that right?
I do.
Okay. And any particular size, age?
I do them all. It does not matter. Vertically challenged, you know, it doesn't matter. Women are beautiful no matter what they are in their skin. And yeah, at Halloween time, I had more what society calls plus size because they couldn't get anything anywhere that fit properly.
Right.
And then I learned when we were talking, I heard someone say something about fashion. Last year, they actually took, the U.S. only, took sizes, what would be like a size 12, and dropped them down to a size 6.
Nice. Well,
wow.
I am looking forward to seeing the whole fashion show and talking to you more. So that was Fadia Champlain with Lolo and Rubies.
You got it.
And I just shared that on the No Limits Radio Show page, so you can see a little bit more about this artist.
So if someone wanted to become a model real quick, how would they get a hold of you? How would they go about that?
Probably the fastest way is to call me on my work phone.
Okay, so we'll share that in the thread.
Absolutely.
So we'll definitely share that.
Yeah.
All right, so we have another young photographer. We have in studio with us, we have Kennedy Dawn Stearns, who you were a dancer and then you became a photographer.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, I've been a dancer for 16 years, so since I was like 2.5 or 3. And my grandparents decided that I've always been the artistic grandchild. All my cousins played soccer and lacrosse and stuff, so they decided to give me a camera to see how I did with that, because I was the only artistic one in the family. And I just started shooting around, started with my friends, and I did like senior portraits and stuff, and then I really realized that I didn't like photographing people as much as I did street art and different places that I went. So that's kind of what I'm showing at Raw.
I love it. As I'm looking at your pictures that are on your profile, there's, again, so many great directional lines that just kind of come off the page. It's fantastic. And vibrant colors. Now, were these actual colors, or do you go in and touch them up and modify and manipulate the colors?
I don't ever manipulate my pictures. I try and stick to the true image that you'll see in front of you. I maybe just add a little more contrast so it stands out more, but I never go back through. I never change the saturation of anything.
So you don't use Photoshop?
I do a little bit as far as cropping and just bringing out the original color, because you have to do a little bit of touch-up, but I never go above and beyond to where when you're standing in front of it, you're like, is that the same thing?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
And who are where do you get your inspiration?
Everywhere. I'm a very artistic person, like all around, so dance was my first inspiration with anything. Just the movement of the body and the muscles and everything. I love that. And then street art is one of my favorite things to photograph. So when I'm going to a new place and I'm walking around, I see graffiti, I see even chalk on a sidewalk or something. It's just something that I want to photograph. Very urban, very city, like everyone will see something in my photograph that they've seen before.
And you don't shoot people?
I do a little bit in like senior portraits. I do family portraits for like Christmas cards, but it's not really where I want to be with my art.
Are you in the Canon, Nikon camp?
I'm a Nikon user.
You're a Nikon.
Yeah, and I've been using my same camera since I started, so about 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. At the showcase at Raw, what will you be doing?
I'll have anywhere from 15 to 20 of my photographs hanging up, all different places that I've been. I try and pick from different cities, so a few will be from like San Francisco, Portland. I might have some from Palm Springs, just different places that people will want to go to after seeing my pictures. That's the goal, at least.
And do you sell your art there? Can people buy one of the pictures?
So I'll be selling some framed pieces, and then I'll be also just selling some prints of different sizes that people can frame on their own, or just whatever they want to do with it.
So that was interesting. You said, so is the idea to show people someplace that they might want to go? And are you getting sponsored by a travel industry?
I'm not.
Or have you ever thought of that?
I have. I mean, that would be ideal. I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I want to inspire people to travel, because I know a lot of people that have no interest at all. So that's my goal, to try and get people to want to go out of their comfort zone and travel.
I was just doing two things at once there. Just want to point that out. I was listening to you and making
What did
fun of
she
you.
say?
She wants to inspire people to travel.
Thank you.
I'm quite impressed.
It was the last thing she said, though.
I must say.
Who would you, of all the photos that you've taken, do you have a favorite photo that you've taken?
No, I wouldn't have a favorite. I mean, I guess I'd have a favorite from each place I've gone to that I want to go back to after seeing it. So one of my favorite places in the world is San Francisco. So that's where I like to go to as often as possible. And I'll be there in June to shoot some more. So I'm excited to go back.
Is there any place you'd like to travel to go shoot, like overseas or?
Yeah, I really want to go to Greece or Turkey. I just want to go everywhere, honestly. But just anywhere that I can take a picture is nice.
Okay, a travel sponsor might be a good way for you to go.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's
Sure.
really expensive.
Sure.
So.
Do you usually drive to a lot of your locations, or do you fly?
Last summer, I graduated from high school last year. So me and my best friend, as a graduation present to ourselves, went on a 17-day road trip up the coast. So through Carmel, San Francisco, all the way to Portland, which is where I'm from, and then back down. And of course, our car broke down on the way back. But it was an experience. First time going out by yourself, and then being able to shoot these beautiful places. It was really cool.
Nice. For someone who's a young photographer just starting out, what advice might you give them?
For me, it was just experimenting a lot. I'm self-taught. I never took a class. So I think you yourself, creatively, you are your best teacher as far as like what you want to see out there. Create it for yourself. Don't depend on someone else doing it for you. Put it out there because there's other people out there that want to see what you want to see as well. So that's what I tried to do.
That's awesome.
You guys are very quiet today. I feel like you guys are really sponging it in today.
Yeah, I am because
What's you guys doing?
Well, just what I find interesting is that probably the two youngest people in here, are both like, I want, she wants to make people see the world different. She wants people to travel with her, and they're like younger than my oldest daughters. So anyway.
It's nice to see that.
It is nice to see that because so many people in today's world talk about the youth and and all the horrible things.
But
and
remember, they are products of us, so we must be doing something right.
That's right.
To get them to see the world
Yeah.
in
Ding,
those
ding, ding.
eyes.
Yeah. So there are still people who. So it's
yeah.
Well, I've shared Kennedy Dawn Stern's page on our Facebook page. So if you want to support this young artist, this photographer, dancer. So do you still dance anymore? Or?
It's a little harder outside
Especially
of
with a camera.
high school. Yeah.
Images
Yeah.
get kind of blurry.
Yeah, it's hard finding a studio to belong to after you graduate. Because like 18 is usually a limit once you're in a studio. So you have to find a company once you've graduated, and that's a lot harder to do with
Okay.
school and work and everything. So
Well, good. Well, I've shared the page on No Limits Radio Show, so everyone can go and take a look at her art, and then you can also come out to the event on the 22nd and see and purchase her artwork.
And I encourage everyone to go. I think even if you don't consider yourself, I'm not really into art, I think
You'll
should
learn
go
something.
just to accept. There's going to be something there with all these different types of art. There's going to be something there that you're going to take from it.
Absolutely.
That you're going to like. So I encourage everybody.
And we're
going
going to be there.
Hello, we're going to be there.
Come see you.
So,
Come
there you
on.
go. Come see us. If you don't like art, come see us.
She's going to wear her Spanx. We're good.
Thanks, and I'm going to.
Don't leave home
I'm going to
without
be
us.
the normal bitch. So come out, see us, please. So anyway, real
Spanx
quick.
and bitch.
That's right. Spanx and bitch. We got Kimmy and the Queen. We got Spanx and bitch. This is awesome.
I need a new name.
But anyway, okay, so we are almost
whips and things in your head. Spanx and bitch.
Yeah, right.
I can make those.
See, look, these are good people to know. You
She
never
can
know when you
shoot
need them.
them. We'll be great.
That's right. This could be an interesting day. So, but we do
Another
have to
interesting
go.
day.
Another interesting day. We have to do a quick plug because May 24th, which is the Saturday after this great show, is the first Memorial Day ride with the American Legion Riders Post 34 and Vets on Media. All of the charities, 100% of the charities, or the proceeds, are going to 3 local charities for veterans. We are not paying an event company to do this. This is totally put on by volunteers.
This is fast
and there's
approaching, yeah.
people, and it's quick. And it is not that expensive. It's $25 per rider. If you have a bitch on the back, it's $40. It is starts at Papago. It's going to kickstands up at 10:30. Registration starts at 7:30. It goes through the National Cemetery on to Cave Creek to the American Legion Post 34 up there. And great food, great prices. We have tons of raffles. We've got guns we're raffling off. We've got hotel stays. We've got purses. We've got we have food, gift certificate. I mean, we've got everything. So
Vets On has it going on.
And we want to thank Restless Heart for letting us use the song "Home," which we'll be sharing that with everyone at the event.
And we do want to thank Allstate and Planet Fitness, who are also 2 huge sponsors. So.
And if you're not a rider and you want to participate,
Yes.
vehicles can participate also. So
Absolutely.
go to Vets on Media and you can get all the event details. And we really want to encourage you, even if you're not here local, you can donate. Share the event.
It's a great cause.
Invite your friends. Invite everybody. And we'll see you next week right here in studio. No Limits Radio. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.